Hello, everybody. Welcome to Girl Let's Talk Diaries. My name is April, and today we're gonna talk about people pleasing. Okay, as a former people pleaser, it is a lot I learned through my healing journey. Okay, I learned that caring what other people think of their opinions or trying to do things that please other people, it does nothing but burn you out, and also just it's like you neglecting yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna start with childhood, right? I grew up as a people pleaser since I was a kid, okay? Because I'm going to be honest, my dad is the biggest people pleaser. When I see him like just doing extra stuff for other people, I do cringe because I feel like I could tell if that person's trying to take advantage of him and things like that. And throughout my life, I've been seeing like people taking advantage of my dad. Even when he was married, he was taken advantage of. And I guess he passed that people pleasing thing on to me. So I was always a people pleaser. Even when I was dating, when I was in relationships, I always like when they want me to come over or whatever, or want to spend time with me, I always like just drop everything right there and go spend time with them. I never like, I never, I never take care of my stuff. Like I could be having errands. I could be like, man, I gotta go to the bank today, or I gotta go do laundry today, and minute of someone to say, oh, can I want to spend time with you, I forget all about that stuff just because I want them to be happy, right? I want that person to be happy or be satisfied and things like that. And I learned like I had to go through a lot of pain and a lot of hurt to learn that that's not something you're supposed to be doing. That's not something that is good for you, benefit you, because it doesn't benefit me at all. It benefit them. It doesn't benefit me. So learning to deconstruct and people pleasing, to purge the people pleasing out, it took a whole lot of it took a whole lot out of me. It took a whole lot of hard work, and you know stepping away from things that you used to know, the familiar and things like that. It took a whole lot of time as well. So I learned, now I'm coming up to of my healing journey, and I'm learning that I'm no longer going to do it. Like, I'm no longer a people pleaser. I'm no longer going to be pleasing others, people, caring about their opinions. And that's another thing, too. I always wanted to be liked by people. I always wanted to be loved by people. And I always, like, when I don't receive that love and I don't receive being liked, I feel rejection within myself, and I be like trying to change myself. I be not like I don't be myself and around people because I trying to get people to like me, right? So now that I learned, like being a mother and everything like that, and going through the things I went through, I realized that I really didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. And I always wanted to make other people happy, but then I neglect my own happiness. I neglect who I was and who I am. And now I'm starting to see myself, my true self coming out. I see my true form coming out, okay? Like, I used to like be so uppity and so goofy, and I have not been like that for years. I love humor. Like, I love making jokes and things like that. And I'm starting to slowly become her again. I'm starting to slowly find her again. After all these years, I have not been that way. It's like I felt like I have not been myself because I'm trying to be something I'm not. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to y'all. But, you know, sometimes that little people pleaser girl trying to come back out and trying to sneak her way out, and like, because sometimes, you know, it's not, I won't say I'm 100% there, okay, but I'm working on it. Like, I'm really working on, you know, trying to like do things that I love to do things that I enjoy, and I don't care what anybody else got to say or think about it, because I was living for them. I was living for other people. I wasn't living for me. And now I'm going to start living for myself, because it's about my happiness, okay? It's about me making myself happy. And because I always was looking for happiness in other people as well. I was looking for happiness, and when I was in relationships, I was trying to look for happiness in the relationship, okay? Even though I was going through what I was going through. But now it's just, you know, as you getting older, okay, as you getting older, and it's like, I don't have time for that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for being there for that person, this person, because like I said, I was there for everybody else. But I was neglecting who I was. I was neglecting me. You know what I'm saying? And I just started to turn into a different person. So I couldn't even find myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was. Like, I was so much a people pleaser. I didn't know who I was. And you would think, you know, watching my dad, you know, he's an awesome people pleaser, right? He's the one to help other people. He's the one to have a shirt off his back for other people. And I know it's the way we would grow up, you know, when you grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to, that's another topic. But I just learned that, you know, people could stab you in the back. People could take advantage of you as well. People can use you, okay? I've been used so many times, okay? I've been taken advantage of so many times because of my kindness. You know, people know when you are kind. They know you're the people pleaser by just looking at you like, oh yeah, she's so sweet. Oh yeah, I know I could take advantage of her. Oh yeah, I know I can do the XYZ to her. Like, they know. It's like they can sniff it, right? So they always say, oh, you're a sweet girl, or you're a nice girl, and things like that. And I'm like, I took that as a compliment, right? But I learned that being that way got me to be taken advantage of, right? So I learned to have to set boundaries. And I always was a yes girl. I was always a yes girl. I always say yes to everything. I never say no. So I'm learning to say no now and putting my foot down, right? If I feel that it's not something I want to do or something that's not benefiting me, I'm going to say no. Because, I feel that I don't want to do that, right? So it takes progress. So if you're a former people pleaser or you trying to not be a people pleaser, right? It takes a process. It takes time to get to the point of you're not going to let anybody take advantage of you or walk over you or take your kindness for weakness. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be all the way mean and nasty and vicious, but there's a balance. I'm all about balance. It's about balancing it, okay? So that's all I'm about. I'm not going to go one to a stream to another stream. I'm going to balance it. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. And that's what I learned in my spiritual journey, in my spiritual walk as well, that boundaries is important. Boundaries is important. Not only for your sake, but for the people around you too. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries is really important. You got to listen to your inner self. And if you feel like that it's not a good idea, you feel it in your spirit, you feel it in your gut, whatever, then it's not a good idea. And that's plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? So the steps I really took of not being a people pleaser is to know how to say no, okay? If someone wants you to hang out with them and you know good and well you got to study for a test or you got to do your errands, you got to run laundry and all that stuff, or you got somewhere you want to go and it's going to take up your time, say no, you can't make it. Say I can't make it. You know what I'm saying? I used to say, okay, even though I don't want to go, or okay, even though I got things to do here, I got the things to do, as a mother. Boundaries is definitely important because you got your kids to take care of. So, no, I can't make it, right? So, that's the first step, all right, to say no. And sometimes you be like, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to be disappointed. And it's that feeling of you feel like that person going to be disappointed if you say no. And I'm telling you, that's just a feeling, guys. That's just a feeling. Like, they'll be okay. They're going to be all right. They're going to still live. They're going to live for another day. You say no, they're going to live. Right? So you should not be feeling bad of saying no. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta think for yourself. You gotta think for yourself. I'm learning each day. I'm learning each day, and I'm really happy and I'm proud of myself, of the woman I'm becoming right now. I'm not like the girl I was a few years ago. It took a long journey for me to go on. It took a long time. It took a long time for me to get to a point where I'm getting to right now. And I'm very excited about my future me. I'm excited about what is going to unfold in my future, right? Because I really wish that I learned this years ago. Like, I wish if I knew then what I know now, things would definitely be different. My life would be different. Everything would have been different, right? So sometimes it has to take hurt and pain and you going through hell or you going through the dark night of the soul. You got to go through all of that to get to the other side, to get to the new beginning. You know what I'm saying? it has to take that, because sometimes we don't listen, right? And life has to show us what's the truth. Our life has to show us what's really is true, right? So I'm happy that I'm learning, and I'm still learning. Like, I'm still a student. I always will be a student. I'm always gonna learn things. And that's it for this video. This video is quite short because usually my videos are 20 minutes long. Comment below what y'all think. You people pleaser? Were you a former people pleaser? Or, you know, what the steps did you take to not be a people pleaser? I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video.